Hey guys, Escape File here. What is this? This is the result of my second oldest daughter getting, her name's Sarah, uh, getting a bag of Hobby Lobby things on Buy Nothing. So basically, she just went and picked it up, said, "Here you go, Dad." And this also illustrates why I don't use things like what you see here, but rather use found objects. I simply couldn't afford it. She gave me $80 retail worth of stuff, and $80 doesn't buy you a whole lot. It buys you everything you see here except Mater and this Range Rover. Not the building. I had that before. I used to be a Gotham junkyard dio. And this is the additional stuff. I have half of those things left, and I have 2 packages of large deadfall, which of course I can find myself. The coolest thing are these rock faces, outcroppings. But anyway, if you add it up, it's a small fortune, and I would never spend that kind of money. You could get like 3 action figures. Well, at least in the old days. But here it is. I'm not going to do anything more with it. I could put stuff around each tree and things like that, but I just used the black top that I made with the tinfoil technique. And so here it is. We buy scrap metal. That's when it was a junkyard. So I would have to change the signage. So we got 2 kinds of hay. I went to college in Iowa, so I saw a lot of the round hay out in the fields. Okay, so that's one thing I wanted to show you. And moving on to my other project. This was the one with the using old paint bottles, like tester bottles and so on. And I'm going to call it, and also parts that I just had gotten that day from walking around with my grabber in the apartment complex. So I'm going to call this a fail. And I'll tell you why. This is the second coat of paint on these things. And remember, it's been all primered in white to start with. And still, I made a mistake by not getting all the labels off. But besides that, the paint doesn't really adhere as well as I would like. And it's really hard to cover the bottles and things. So I'm going to call it a fail. You might have more success if you, number one, get the labels off with some water first and then some Goo Gone for the gummy part of the glue. And then maybe take a light sanding paper to the glass and sand it up a little. You'll have better adherence. But one of my problems is with the medications I'm taking for my bipolar 1, I'm a little shaky. And you can't be shaky when you're trying to paint something this small. You end up with, spots of paint on the other side. And the other problem is to bind these together, I used hot glue because I tried to use super glue and it didn't work at all. And that's the other thing is it's pretty obvious that these are glued together with hot glue. So like I said, I'm gonna call it a fail. It was an interesting experiment. We're still gonna continue to paint them up, and then I'll show you the final product. But yeah, so the only one that really worked out good, it doesn't use any bottles. It's just parts that I found in my trash pickup, including the cone on the front. And this one has the most interesting story, of course. This is some kind of space creature that is a navigational aid. If you watch Star Trek Discovery, you know they had had a large version of the Moss Bear and the Mycelium network and so on for stellar navigation. So I kind of got the idea from that. So that's all I have for you today. And I'm out.